History does not offer us any blueprints. History offers us counsel and examples of how to do things and how perhaps not to do them. So those who think we go to history and we find some system complete, we call it capitalism. We bring it and we apply it. Or we find some system complete, socialism. They are wrong, plain and simple.
Hello everyone, that is the new president of Botswana's philosophy. His name is Duma Boko. In a speech prior to his election as president, an election that has caused a massive political earthquake and shock in the southern part of Africa, he leads the Umbrella for Democratic Change, UDC, a political alliance that has swept into power in a landslide, obliterating a liberation institution, President Masisi's party, that is the Botswana Democratic Party, BDP. A party formed by the first president of Botswana, Ian Khama, which has ruled the country without interruption since independence from Britain in 1966. So nearly a staggering 60 years of uninterrupted rule. That is insane. That's why this is a political earthquake. People are shaken, as traditionally liberation parties have dominated the political landscape in Southern Africa. But as the massive youth population comes of age, the country's average, the Botswana's average, is 18 years old, just below the average of 19 in Africa. So most of Africa is young indeed. We are beginning to see a shift in the political landscape in Southern Africa, and the Tswanas have shown the way. An election victory that has really shocked most people. Let's just listen in further to what his ideology is.
We have to identify solutions, sometimes brew them here, that work for our context. It is important for us to appreciate this, so that our competition is not about plundering the libraries to find what Karl Marx says in Das Kapital Volume 3 or what Lenin says in What is to be Done. No, we read these because, as the authors themselves said, these are but guides to action, not dogma. So the dogmatic approach of thinking, this is socialism, this is capitalism, and so this one is socialist, this one is capitalist, we are all here.
For me, this is very refreshing to hear. Africa has no part in choosing a side, capitalism or socialism. He says, let us solve our problems today and apply it in our context. Makes sense, right? The modern Pan-Africanist problem at the moment is the alignment to the left, I feel. That is socialism and being anti-capitalist or anti-Western, being pro-East and waving Russian flags. This is what we are associating with the modern African Pan-Africanism. Mind you, he did not say the whole pro-Western or Eastern thing, I'm just saying it, but his ideology aligns with my perspective, which is we don't need to choose our side. We should do things which make sense to us. Whether we like it or not, Africa needs strong trading partners, which include the USA, Europe, and China. Not exploitation, but trade.
And if you want to label me at any point in ideological terms, I belong to the social innovation movement. I want to create, I want to reimagine. And that Italian philosopher Giambattista Vico says we can reimagine society because we created it. Society is an artifact. We create things and then we become prisoners and we think they can't be changed. We change them. And we can change them any which way, depending on whether it works for us, works for our people. And it need not be the same thing that anybody else is doing. This is the problem that the BDP faces. What they inherited, they can only tinker with at the margins. No, we want solutions that work for our people, for our country. And when we get into this terrain, you realize you must approach it with an open mind. There are no blueprints. We will sit, we will quarrel over things and we will resolve them. We will strike compromises here and there and we will proceed. When we realize this is not the right way, we will change course. This is what politics is about.
That is very important here. Don't be prisoners to history. We are here to learn about it. I'm not so sure why Africa's Pan-Africanism today is still obsessed with socialism and Russia. We have unique problems which need African solutions. That is the point. Our issues are neither capitalist nor socialist. They are African problems. So you can pick lessons from both systems, apply it to our context, and then come up with something unique. Pretty much what Singapore did to develop their own country. They just copied from whatever it is that worked in other contexts and applied. If it aligns with their values, they went for it. Adapted, adjusted according to their culture and values. We can do the same. We do not need to reinvent the wheel.
It's not that narrow understanding of it's either reformist or revolutionary. Revolutionary meaning replacing wholesale something with something totally different and complete. Politics is more dynamic, more interesting, more engaging than that. And we need to rescue politics from this caricature that it has been placed in. So this is the platform, folks.
Amen, somebody. Modern Pan-Africanists are obsessed with words like revolutionary. Everything is revolutionary. A revolutionary speech by Professor P.L. Lumumba or Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Koo. I got a clip from Dr. Chihombori-Koo stating that a revolution has begun.
What is happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa.
How are coups revolutionary? People don't want to be led by military governments because the military job is protecting the country. I mean, they are not specialists in governance at all. All people want is to be led by upstanding men and women of integrity who will not sleep but work night and day for the betterment of their country, not loot the country. So politics is dynamic. Key word is politics is dynamic. It can't be static. If we are static, we as a continent, we're going to be left behind. Mind you, let me just correct myself there. I don't mean to say that I'm against those coups. They had their own reasons. But what I'm against was to call it a revolution in Africa has begun. No. Anyway, let us go back to the main man today.
It means none of us hold the wisdom. All of us must find the wisdom. And when we approach the task of finding that wisdom, that truth, we are all humble seekers after the truth. All of us. How can we not be humble when we are seeking after the truth? This is the whole idea.
I could not agree more here. No one holds all the wisdom. We respect our current thought leaders in Pan-Africanism, such as Professor P.L. Lumumba or Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Koo, but it does not mean that they can't be challenged with competing ideas. No one holds all the wisdom. Here the president comes up with his ideology as that of social innovation. He's neither a capitalist or a socialist. He chooses to reimagine the society and continuously innovate. But let me throw a caveat in all this to the people of Botswana. Most African leaders will let you down, so that down the track you start looking back and say, geez, we had it good. This lot is useless. Hopefully, President Boko will be the exception for the sake of all of us. So we will give this man a chance and let him lead without undue pressure. Things can't change overnight. It will take time to implement his plans. Botswana, compared to most African countries, they have it good over there. Absolutely. All the Tswanas, you don't have to doubt about that. I know you got issues, you want change, which is valid, which is great, but you must also know that Botswana has been a very well-run country. You are the envy of most African countries. So hopefully the new regime will build on this foundation of this amazing country that is Botswana. I'll see you in my next one. Peace.